Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Jesus Rock Ministries, where we preach Christ and Christ crucified. This is your servant Lillian, and today I want to say to you, Jesus can take you from limited to unlimited. Jesus can take you from limited to unlimited. Please stay tuned to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification button so you'll never miss a thing we post. Let's get into it. From limited to unlimited. Matthew chapter 14 verse 13 to 18, the Bible says, as soon as Jesus heard the news, he left in a boat for a remote area to be alone. But the crowds heard where he was headed and followed on the boat or on foot from many towns. Jesus saw the huge crowd as he stepped from the boat, and he had compassion on them and healed their sick. That evening, the disciples came to him and said, this is a remote place, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves. But Jesus said, that isn't necessary. You feed them. But we have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, they answered. Bring them here, he said. Then he told the people to sit down on the grass. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up toward heaven, and blessed them. Then, breaking the loaves into pieces, he gave the bread to the disciples, who distributed it to the people. They all ate as much as they wanted, and afterward, the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftovers. About 5,000 men were fed that day, in addition to all the women and children. We don't always feel like we have what it takes in life. Often we are trying to make the little we have go a long way. We work within the limitations of our resources and do our best. But when Jesus is forced to work within the limitations of his resources, he get one of the greatest miracles in the history of the world, the feeding of 5,000 men plus women and children. First, Jesus challenges his disciples to feed the massive crowd that has come to hear him. That is like asking us on the spur of the moment to show up at a high school stadium and feed everyone there. Somehow, the disciples are confused and anxious. How can they obey an impossible request? And that is the question Jesus is asking you today. It lacks impossible. It seems impossible. It seems you cannot make it. You cannot go through it. You don't have the resources. You don't have the help. You don't have the money. You don't have anything to go through this situation. But Jesus is saying to you today, if I did it, you can do it also. And then Jesus takes the 2 fish and 5 loaves and multiplies them into a feast. Everyone eats until they are full. Jesus makes our insufficiencies beyond sufficient. When we give him our limitations and our insufficiencies, he multiplies them into a feast. In the end, there were 12 baskets of leftovers collected, one for each of the disciples, who did not think it was possible when they started. That is the sly humor of Jesus showing itself. When we face challenges, brothers and sisters, that expose our limitations, Jesus wants us to remember that he gives sufficiency out of his own good treasure. He gives sufficiency out of his good treasure. He is rich within it. So please, brothers and sisters, don't kill yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you cannot reach it, if you cannot do it, if you think it's not possible for you to do it. Give it to Jesus. He will multiply it for you. He will take you from limited to unlimited. This is your servant Lillian. Shalom.